this has been long past due. It's been probably about 3 months now since I've been back on the stream. So we are back here, gonna do some fishing. Since it's spring now, might be doing some more nymphing, but I think based on what I see here with the water, it actually seems maybe like it's up a little. It's not blown out or anything, and it's kind of off color. But again, the stream is always off color, but it looks to be a little more off color than it normally is. So I think I'm gonna start out with a streamer here. I think I'm gonna throw on like a black or brown mini dungeon, see how the fish respond to that, since they do well with streamers here to begin with. If nothing's happened on the streamer, then we're gonna throw on some nymphs and see what happens there. So pretty pumped to get back on the stream here. So we're just gonna get right to it here. I'll check back in. All right, so I switched over to nymphs and we're hooked up here. So I got my first fish, my first brown trout in 3 months. Let's take a look at him here. It's actually a decent sized one. I got him on this olive nymph that I'll show you here after we release him. But I was fishing streamers for a few good holes and had no follows or anything or any takes. So I decided to just pause for a second and rig up something on the nymph. So right now I'm running a stonefly, all black stonefly, and then this olive nymph that I'm going to show you guys here in a minute. But yeah, I'd say that's probably about 10 inches. He's got nice red on his tail. Beautiful little trout. So let's go ahead and get release on him, and I'll show you my nymphs and we'll get back to fishing here. Alright, so here's my stonefly. It's just like a Pat's rubber legs. It's all black. It's got a black nickel tungsten bead on the top, and then some brown and black legs, and just black chenille. I tie my stoneflies all like this, super simple, in just a few sizes. To me, stoneflies, they take too long to tie, the fancy ones, and then these ones end up working just as good, if not better. And you're not afraid to lose them, so you can get them down on the bottom or around deep holes. And then here's a little olive nymph that I just got that fish on. It's got a copper bead, darker collar, and a lighter olive body. And I believe, I can't tell from here, actually no, it has no ribbing, but yeah, so it's just two dubbings, two-tone dubbing with a copper bead. I'm running this because this stream doesn't have the best bug life, so, but it does have caddises, and you know, right now is the time for black caddis anyway, so we'll keep this on. Hopefully this continues to do good, and hopefully we can pick some up on the stonefly as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get back to it here. Alright, so I just foul hooked this brook trout. It's actually a pretty nice size one, but I figured I'd just show you guys because I'm actually really glad to see, you know, brook trout in this bigger stream here. That's actually the second one I've ever caught from this stream. So it's nice to see that they're still living in here with the brown trout and, you know, doing having a decent population at least. So we'll let him go here. Alright, so we got into another one here. Just a little guy. He took the olive again. Looks like the little caddis, but I switched the bottom fly to like a size 14 pheasant tail with a heavy tungsten bead on it. So nothing was taking the stonefly, so I put that on instead. So we're gonna see what that does. Winds here and there. Sometimes it's calm, sometimes there's wind, but it's not too bad, so we're gonna go ahead and let him go and get back to it. Alright, so we hooked up here with this guy. Definitely the nicest one of the day so far. Probably about, I'd say 12, 13. Beautiful fish. Alright, so I just snapped some pictures of him. He took the bottom heavy pheasant tail, like the size 14. So I'm gonna go ahead and get an underwater release of him and we'll continue up through here. Sort of slow, but they seem to be picking them. I seem to be picking them up every once in a while on a nymph. So we'll keep at it. Alright, hooked up here again, out of the same hole. Smaller one, on that same pheasant tail 14. Out of this deep run here. All the fish I've gotten so far, they seem to be in runs, but deeper runs. So we'll go ahead and let him go here. And then, so I know I've told you guys in the past that I only use size 16 nymphs and 18. That is true for the most part. Now in my stonefly box, I do carry a few bigger nymphs, just in case they want something that isn't a stonefly, but is a little bigger than, you know, and I can get it down to where they're at, especially in these deep runs like this, because I had that stonefly on earlier and I wasn't getting anything on that, so I decided to throw something a little bigger and heavier that wasn't a stonefly to get down to the bottom still. So I do carry not as many of as I do of the 16 and 18s, but I mean, it's always good to have something a little bigger to throw down to the bottom when you need to get down to the bottom and a stonefly isn't working. So we're gonna go ahead and get back to it here and continue up through here. Another little one. And that's again on the same 14 pheasant tail, just a smaller guy, so we'll go ahead and put him back here. Continue on. So I just lost another one, a little bigger size one. I'm gonna film up through here because I think they're maybe stacked and eaten in here, so let's see if we can get some on camera. And that was again on the bottom pheasant tail. They seem to be turned on to that pretty good, so I'm not going to switch anything up. They're all small so far, but hopefully we can get into something bigger here soon. Alright, so we just gotta get this one here. We're gonna let him go. Alright, so I just switched over to this jig streamer here that Bill gave me last time we were fishing. I got to these nice little holes here, so these things are super deep, big log jams, and there's a few of them up through here, and I've missed some pretty big fish in here before, and I just nymphed through it a little bit, nothing, and I just got one little fish on it, just casting right along here in this inner part. So hopefully I'm gonna work this whole thing, and hopefully we can get into something a little bigger. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it a wrap. I fished for a good 4 hours. It never really picked up any except for in that one hole. That's where I caught like probably half my fish today. And I mean, I caught a few, I think maybe 2 or 3 fish that were like 12 inches, but other than that, they were all pretty small, and it's not like I missed any big ones or anything like that either. So not too bad for a first outing after 3 months of no fishing, but I don't know, maybe I'm a little rusty. I didn't feel rusty. I've actually had like 3-month periods before where I didn't fish any and got back on the stream and felt like rusty, but I didn't feel that today. I felt, you know, right on my, you know, normal game or whatever. Nothing felt like weird or anything like that. So honestly, I mean, it's still early April. The water's a little cold. Might not want to move as much, and I'm not sure exactly where they're sitting. I haven't fished in, 3 months, so I don't know. It's not like I was out here last weekend and can hone in on where they're starting to move to. Most fish that I caught today seem to be in deeper holes or deeper runs that had a little bit of flow to them, but not the riffles. So yeah, I mean the water's still pretty cold, and it's also sunny today. So I mean, I thought with the cooler water the sun would help out some, but usually in spring they start to go to the morning and evening cycle. We're sort of in that weird transition period between like they're getting out of their winter holes in spring. Always this time of year, like that beginning of April, seems to be like a weird time for me at least. I always have like a tough transition period before I start to get onto them. I don't know if that's just me or if everybody experiences that, but again, I mean, you don't have to, you just fish how you want. Who cares if you're catching fish as long as you're having fun. But that's gonna be it for this one, guys, and until next time, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on the video, so go ahead and leave a like right now, and comment anything you guys want to see me do in the future, whether that be fly tying or more fishing videos or giveaways, stuff like that. And until next time, peace.